The 5 moves that make her melt, beyond touch, into lasting intimacy. Have you ever wondered what truly makes a woman's body melt in your hands? Not just in a physical sense, but in a way that touches her emotions, her trust, her very sense of safety? In this conversation, we're going to explore what I call the hidden art of unforgettable intimacy. It's not about tricks or flashy techniques. It's not about moving fast or proving yourself. It's about creating a space where she feels safe enough, seen enough, and desired enough to let go. Stick with me to the end, because I'm going to share some of my own personal stories and the 5 essential moves that separate an ordinary encounter from one that becomes a lifelong memory. Secret 1. Consent as seduction. Most people see consent as a checkbox, something that kills the mood. But real lovers know it's the opposite. Consent, when done with confidence and curiosity, is foreplay. Think about it. Picture this. A late evening, soft music humming in the background. You're sitting close, your knees almost touching. She laughs at something you said, and her hand lingers on yours. Most men at that moment think, this is it, and they rush. But the ones who know better, they lean in slightly, slow their breath, and say something like, I really like being close to you. How are you feeling right now? Do you see the difference? Instead of assuming, you invite. Instead of grabbing, you create space for her to choose. That moment, that pause builds trust. And trust is the sexiest thing in the world. The myth is that asking ruins the flow. In reality, asking, done playfully, confidently, seductively, creates anticipation. It whispers, I see you, not just your body. And because she feels seen, she relaxes, she opens, she wants more. I remember a woman once telling me that the most unforgettable moment of her life wasn't about the act itself. It was when a man asked softly, do you like this? And then adjusted when she answered. She said he noticed me. That made me feel safe. That made everything else feel 10 times better. That's the first move. Turning communication into seduction. Secret 2. Connection before contact. Here's the truth. Intimacy doesn't start when you cross a physical line. It begins in the mind. Long before your hands ever touch her skin. Have you ever been in a moment so electric that the hairs on your arms stood up, your heartbeat quickened, and yet, nothing physical had happened yet? That's not an accident. That's emotional connection at work. A friend once told me about the first time she met her husband. She said, he didn't sweep me off my feet with a big move. He just made me feel like the only woman in the room. He noticed the way she laughed, the way she tucked her hair behind her ear, the kind of books she loved. By the time he finally reached for her hand, she was already his. That first touch felt electric not because of what it was, but because of everything that came before it. The mistake most men make is rushing. They think, if I touch her first, she'll want me more. But the truth is the opposite. Desire builds when you let connection lead. Every glance, every conversation, every shared laugh builds a reservoir of trust and excitement. When that reservoir is full, even the lightest touch can feel like fire. Connection before contact. That's the second move. Secret 3. Reading her cues. Some couples seem to share a secret language without ever saying a word. A glance across the room. A shift in posture. A breath that quickens. Suddenly, everything changes. It looks like magic, but it's not. It's a skill. And you can learn it. Think of intimacy as a dance. The best dancers aren't the ones with the flashiest steps. They're the ones who can feel their partner's rhythm, sense the subtle shifts, and respond. Her body is always telling you something. When she leans in, when she angles her knees toward you, when her smile lingers, those are green lights. When she crosses her arms, pulls back, tightens her jaw, those are amber lights. And here's the secret. You don't need to decode everything perfectly. You just need to notice. I once heard a woman describe the moment she felt the safest in her relationship. She said her partner paused in the middle of kissing her, looked into her eyes, and whispered, "You're okay." That pause transformed everything. It showed attentiveness, presence, care. Reading cues isn't about being a mind reader. It's about being present enough to listen with your eyes, your touch, your awareness. That's the third move. Secret 4. The power of slow progression. Most people rush. They're in a hurry to get to the next step, to reach some imaginary finish line. But the truth is, the most unforgettable moments of intimacy are the slow ones. The ones where anticipation stretches time. Think of the best kiss you've ever seen in a movie. Why did it feel electric? Not because of the kiss itself, but because of the build-up. The pauses, the near touches, the silence before the storm. Slowing down signals confidence. It says, I don't need to rush. I'm enjoying every step. That calm presence lets her relax, lets her meet you halfway. I once interviewed a woman who said her favorite memory wasn't about what happened, but how it happened. He noticed me, she said. Every time I thought he'd rush, he paused. He smiled. He stayed in the moment. That's what slow progression does. It turns each step into a story, each pause into a promise. That's the fourth move. Secret 5. Aftercare and respect. Here's the part most people miss. Intimacy doesn't end when the physical act stops. The most cherished memories often come after. A quiet embrace. A silly joke whispered in the dark. A hand brushing her hair back. A question like, are you okay? Do you feel good? That's aftercare. And it's not optional. It's essential.